I will repeat in brief about what the conversation was about. The consulate of Turkmenistan in Istanbul, Turkey, is engaged in terror against its citizens, as was the case with Jamal Khashoggi, a citizen of Saudi Arabia. These people criminally use the status of diplomats. Turkmen citizens demand their rights, replacement of expired passports, opening of regular flights, elementary assistance from the diplomatic missions of Turkmenistan, but they don't get them. So it happened on August 1st at the building of the consulate of Turkmenistan in Istanbul. It was announced in advance that all those who had accumulated problems that the consulate and the government of Turkmenistan had not solved for 10 years came closer to the building of the consulate and spoke out. For this action, the approval of the Istanbul mayor's office was obtained. However, the consulate of Turkmenistan informed the Turkish police that they were being attacked by terrorists, citizens of Turkmenistan. Moreover, the available facts prove that the Turkish police acted in collusion with the consulate, provided a list of those who were caught, and then the consulate retroactively issued a letter with a list of these same citizens as terrorists. The consulate, with the help of Sadiq Kargo's employees and his friends, by force, threatening with a pistol in a windowless car, was brought into his building through the back gate of a citizen of Turkmenistan, blogger Farhat Durdyyev. When they took him to the consulate building, 5 diplomats and 3 outsiders were waiting for them. They all beat him, broke his tooth and ribs. If the Turkish police or the Turkish authorities hear me, listen carefully. Those who took part in this terror against Farhat Durdyyev must be fully punished before the law. Diplomats should be stripped of diplomatic immunity and expelled from Turkey as required by international law. In addition to Farhat, by order of the consulate, 4 more citizens of Turkmenistan were beaten and wounded with serious wounds near the building of the consulate. All perpetrators must be punished before the law. Question from the interviewer: Farhat, tell us from the beginning how it happened that you ended up inside the consulate. Answer: On the way, I was taken by the workers of the Sadiq Cargo Company, Shir Ali Sadikov being one of them. They were armed with knives and a pistol. Then I saw that we entered the consulate through the back gate. I realized that something was wrong, but it was too late to run. Shir Ali Sadikov apparently already called the diplomats that he was taking me, since the gates were open and 5 diplomats and 3 other men were waiting for us. I immediately realized that this was a premeditated action, and I managed to quickly call my friend Devran and tell him that the consulate had taken me. Shir Ali Sadikov said that to the waiting employees of the consulate, "Here we have delivered their bells to you. Take it, he is yours." The chief consul gave the order to turn off the cameras. They started asking me, quote, "Why do you come here and why do you perform on the internet?" I replied that we are fighting for our rights, for replacing expired passports, and in general, we want to go home to Turkmenistan. For this, they began to beat me. First, the diplomats, then their assistants. I fainted. I remember the main one of them saying that they should not hit in the face, so that there are no traces left. When I woke up, the consul made a video call to Ashgabat. I think it was to a high-ranking KGB man, and he demanded that I apologize to the Arkada, the dictator, for which I sent them all to hell. After that, they started hitting me again. It was hard for me to breathe and I lost consciousness again. When I woke up, a Turkish officer was standing in front of me and he asked who I was. When I told everything, he started screaming what they were doing wrong and helped me get out of this hotbed of terror. When this outrageous case became known everywhere, the minister of the Ministry of Internal Affairs of Turkey called me, and I told him all this disgrace. I told Süleyman Soyun personally that I had the same situation as with Jamal Khashoggi, a reporter from Saudi Arabia. I told him about those guys who were detained by order of the consulate, and if they are deported, they will all disappear in the prisons of Turkmenistan, as it usually happens there. To this, he replied that they will all come out in the near future. He said that on August 8th, all diplomats who broke the law would be deported. Then, in the case of Jamal Khashoggi, a citizen of Saudi Arabia, we did not manage to save him, but you were lucky and were rescued in time. We will make sure that in any diplomatic mission of Turkmenistan, workers treat their citizens as expected, and your treatment will be paid by the consulate as the guilty party. Also, I addressed Erdogan on Twitter that I want to meet with him about the problems of the Turkmen nation. This was the result of our struggle, peaceful struggle for the law. Is it right on the part of the diplomats of the consulate of Turkmenistan that they took you inside, beat you, and wanted to kill you? What would have happened if the Turkish policemen had not had time to save you from the hands of the consulate workers? Murat is not needed here. The chief consul and Merdan, none of them are needed. They don't help people. Let them disappear like persona non grata.